For years, athletes have been looking for magic support substances that would provide them with above-average performance and muscle development, without harmful side effects. But what if such a secret weapon for achieving perfect muscle mass already exists today? During the last 2 decades, SARMs, selective androgen receptor modulators, have captured the attention of both seasoned athletes and newcomers to the gym. But are they really the game changer they're made out to be? Is it real or just another dangerous gamble? In this video, we will dive deep into the world of SARMs, exploring their history, chemistry, availability, dosages, and user experiences to uncover the objective truth. In the first part, we briefly discussed the history of SARMs and their chemical nature. We also took a closer look at 3 well-known SARMs with an aryl-propionamide structure, Ostarine, Andarine, and S23. In this part, we will focus on 3 more SARMs, which are among the best known and most effective on the market. Ligandrol. This drug was first described in 2010 and is currently developed by Viking Therapeutics for the treatment of muscle atrophy in people with hip fracture. It is derived from quinoline. So far, it has not received official approval for human medical use and is currently in phase 2 clinical testing. It is typically considered a more potent SARM than Ostarine and Andarine. Responsibly, it can be said that this is the best SARM on the market today, working even at minute dosages. Clinically tested at 0.1 to 1 milligrams per day, it recorded a significant increase in lean body mass with minimum side effects. The highest dose of 1 milligram per day reduced blood testosterone concentrations by about half and caused a transient decrease in HDL cholesterol and an increase in LDL cholesterol levels. In a recent phase 2 clinical trial in 108 women and men with hip fracture, Ligandrol increased lean body mass by 9% at 2 milligrams a day after 12 weeks of treatment and was well tolerated. However, at sporting doses of 5 to 10 milligrams per day, one can expect typical SARM side effects like elevated liver enzymes, worsened cholesterol, and testosterone suppression. Cases of liver toxicity have been documented at 10 milligrams a day, but as with other SARMs from questionable sources, the actual content of the product is not possible to verify. In any case, these side effects should not exceed critical limits with reasonable dosing. In fact, Ligandrol can be effective at doses lower than 5 milligrams. Ligandrol's half-life is quite long, 24 to 36 hours, so it can be taken once a day. It accumulates in the body during the cycle, and after 3 weeks, its blood concentration triples, so it is desirable to gradually reduce doses. Its androgenic activity is very low. In rat tests, even at extremely high doses of 100 milligrams per kilogram, which is equivalent to about 1,300 milligrams in an 80-kilogram human, the androgenic activity remained about 1/3 that of testosterone. The safety of Ligandrol has been further tested in monkeys, using intentionally toxic doses. The observation should therefore be taken only as an extreme potential for possible side effects. However, the large body weight increase is certainly remarkable. Vosilasarm. This drug was developed by Radius Health in 2010 and is now under development by Ellipses Pharma. It is also known under the name Testolone or RAD-140. It is an aniline SARM, more concretely an oxadiazole aniline derivative. Its human testing has not yet progressed beyond the initial phase 1. It is specifically tested for the treatment of advanced androgen receptor-positive breast cancer. It is known for its ability to increase strength and lean mass significantly. Its androgenic effects appear to be low. In rat tests, Vosilasarm was not able to restore prostate weight in castrated rats even at doses 10 milligrams per kilogram of body weight, which equals to approximately 130 milligrams in an 80-kilogram human. It produced massive weight gains in monkey tests and was relatively well tolerated. Although blood cholesterol levels changed for the worse as expected, liver enzyme levels reportedly did not exceed twice baseline levels even at doses of 1 milligram per kilogram of body weight, which is equivalent to about 25 milligrams in humans. However, practical experience in athletes with doses of 10 to 20 milligrams per day urges caution. Vosilasarm namely has a very long half-life of 45 to 60 hours, which means that it can easily accumulate in the body. Besides described aggression, several case studies indicate organ damage, including inflammation of the heart muscle and liver damage. Hypophosphatemia, or low blood phosphorus levels, is often described in women treated with Vosilasarm. It can be more suppressive than other SARMs. Overall, Vosilasarm can be described as a drug that requires great caution when used long-term. YK-11. YK-11, also known as Myostine, is an exception among all SARMs because it was derived from a steroid core as a derivative of dihydrotestosterone. Unlike others, YK-11 has never reached human clinical trials. It has a very unique way of action because it induces muscle cells to produce more follistatin, which inhibits myostatin. Since myostatin limits muscle growth, YK-11 effectively removes the brakes from the muscle-building process. Some studies indicate YK-11 may increase bone density. So far, the main research has focused on the molecular mechanism, and its androgenic and anabolic effects in mice have not yet been published. Based on its chemical mechanism of action, it is expected to have lower activity at androgen receptors than testosterone. Experience shows that it is a very effective substance, and the sports dosage ranges between 5 and 10 milligrams divided into 2 doses per day. Users often report rapid gains in lean muscle mass, 5 to 10 pounds, 2.3 to 4.6 kilograms, in 4-8 weeks. Significant strength gains, better pumps, harder muscles, improved endurance and recovery, without water retention. Many users who have stagnated on other SARMs say that YK-11 helped them break through the wall, which theoretically corresponds to the mechanism of myostatin blocking. In the sports community, YK-11 is not considered very risky, but since it hasn't been tested on humans, it must be approached with great caution. Due to its methylated steroid structure, it is considered potentially hepatotoxic, and both theoretical and anecdotal reports have indeed described elevations in transaminases and the risk of increased liver strain. Still, such cases are said to occur only at very high doses around 30 milligrams per day. Anecdotal cases of increased aggressiveness and hair loss have been described at such higher doses, too. Disturbances in cholesterol levels and testosterone suppression are also often described. A notoriously reported side effect is intense tendon pain, which may be a result of YK-11's ability to lead to disproportionately rapid muscle growth that exceeds tendon strength. Due to its effect on joints, YK-11 is often combined with other substances such as ibutamorin that increase water retention in the joints. A recent study on rats indicated that YK-11 might induce oxidative stress in the hippocampus, raising questions about its long-term impact on brain health. Overall, there is no doubt that YK-11 is a very potent anabolic, but due to the lack of research on laboratory animals and humans, its use is associated with unknown potential risks. Therefore, it is better to stick to the lowest effective doses of around 5 milligrams per day. Thanks for watching. In future episodes, we may focus on the remaining SARMs and similar substances that have appeared on the market. If you liked this video, you can subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell.